middle of the afternoon. Hi, I was
Yeah,
Jeff.
me
You're talking
too.
with famous people. I was about to end this session, but then I was just like, fuck it. Now that I know it's 3:43, then that makes it more exciting to know that once you get into extra innings of a baseball game, you want it to go like 30 innings. You know, it's like you don't want to watch the whole thing, but you like the idea of it.
So how? Okay, so I don't know how I'm gonna ask this, but would you agree that I forgot what I was gonna say. Everything exists because you exist. So if you didn't exist, nothing would exist.
For me, nothing would exist. That's for sure.
Okay.
I mean,
That doesn't necessarily mean that everything else wouldn't exist.
I think, but in the instance of my non-existence, it's entirely irrelevant to me.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh my
Okay.
god, I so totally don't care about your furniture. I'm dead. Okay? Fuck you and your new furniture. Jesus Christ. I can't believe the only thing you can get here in heaven is Facebook. All I see is people buying new furniture and shit. It just makes me depressed.
There ain't no Twitter in heaven.
Mm-mm.
It's a lyric from a song.
Oh, is it?
Really?
Yeah. It's
What
a
song?
line from one of Chance the Rapper's songs.
I
Hmm.
see. Chance the Rapper. My daughter has. I've heard her say that name before, I believe.
Yeah,
I like his songs.
I like his style.
I'll have to
Yeah.
check him out a little bit. I should listen to some rappers and see if I can copy their styles.
You might, any.
I mean, I should be able to. It's like if they have a specific style of flow, but some a lot. It's good to listen to that kind of stuff, I guess, because you can pick up little tricks and sort of necessarily will. I don't really listen to much music other than shit I'm
Oh
making. Occasionally I do. I was listening to Toy Dolls today. You guys know the Toy Dolls?
no,
No.
I've never. What Troy dolls?
Toy Dolls.
Toy
TOY.
dolls.
Type Google
Oh, okay.
Toy Dolls. Dig that groove, baby. And
What genre of music are they?
it's like pop or something, but it's something I liked a lot when I was a teenager. And an old friend from Facebook shared a link to "Dig That Groove, Baby," and I started listening to that album again today. I was like, "That's a fucking rad
Okay.
album." That guy,
Hmm.
Olga, is the lead singer guitarist name. He's got to be an ENTP, I think. I suspect. Anyway, so I
Yeah,
do
but you
was
think
listening.
everybody is an ENTP.
Well, I think Olga is because he's super spazzy and like you know he's
Hmm.
he smells like an ENTP to me. I don't think everybody is. I just don't note it. It's like when I note somebody is, I'll probably mention it. That's the thing.
Hmm.
I don't spot them very often, really. The ones that I feel confident about, anyway. So, do you guys encounter your own types much in the world? INTP, ENTP, I mean, INFJ?
Mm-mm.
Uh,
I don't know any other ENTPs in real life. I don't
we
think
must
so.
live in the matrix.
I must live in where?
We both, well, all three of us must live in the matrix.
Well, we are unusual types, all three of us. I mean, INTPs seem really common on the internet because it's just what they do. That's their modality of procrastination. But
I don't think all of them are INTPs. I think a lot of them are INTJs or ISTPs.
probably a
If
lot
they
of
get really weird,
ISTPs.
I think INTJs.
Yeah, I think they're much more likely to be ISTPs than INTJs.
Yeah.
I think a lot of INTPs are actually ISTPs, and in fact, a lot of people who self-identify as INTP eventually determine they are ISTP. Like uh, Ben and Basement Overlord both did that. They were both thought they were INTPs, and then they settled on ISTP.
Yeah.
So that's probably true. You don't see a lot of, or I don't see as many ENTPs uh, online Probably because they're just sort of generally more scattered all over the place. They're less likely to intensively do one thing for an extended period of time. Maybe. I don't know.
Or like hitchhiking and shit.
I mean, I kind of worry about my type. I think my type is lucky to get into adulthood successful. That's what I think. I don't think we're fit. We're very well fit for the world, and it takes a lot of scarring. You know, to come out okay, you got to take a lot of damage, have none of it be really bad damage. So that because we don't learn the first time we touch the hot stove, we learn like the fourth time we touch the hot stove. But we touched it a different way each time. Well, I'm sure if I touch it with this thing from over here, this time it'll be fine. So I mean, we're to manifest our real selves or our competent version of ourselves. We have to experience a lot of damage and have none of it be super bad, so we don't get too damaged, and be able to suffer and get through it or something. I don't know. It's hard. It's a big road to hoe.
What type is 90?
INFJ.
INFJ.
Right.
I think they kind of have the opposite challenge. I think they
Sorry,
are,
what was the challenge?
well, for me, the challenge is growing up, basically. For INFJ, I think the challenge is they're growing up so fast, so soon. Like, they've attained a certain correct bearing with the world that causes others to be drawn to them and to note them as special. They attain that early. So their challenge is the opposite of the ENTPs. They don't have to figure it out. They've got to figure out how to evolve beyond what seems at first to meet all one's needs as an individual, right? Like INFJs, from an outsider's view, seem to have it all put together and present themselves as such.
Really?
Like to be perceived as such.
Yeah, you do.
Another ENTP told me that I don't feel like I have any. I feel like my whole life is just like this huge kaleidoscope, like whirlpool of messiness in my head.
I got that shit.
Somehow I managed to pull it all together.
You're not at a loss. You never seem to be at a loss. That's the thing. You may state
a loss
that.
for what?
Exactly. You're not at a loss for anything. Whatever it is.
I'm at a loss for everything.
No, you're not. Whatever the situation really requires. Okay, look. You know this. If you were to go into a situation that you're being thrown into a situation you know very little about, and not a particular area of your expertise, and yet you were expected to emerge from there having achieved the perceptions of the other people there that you are competent and that you did a good job that day, you would be able to leave with those exact perceptions in everybody's mind.
True.
So we make bold claims about Nandi to Nandi. No, you're wrong about yourself, Nandi. It's like this. You're like this, goddammit. I'll tell you what you're like.
Cause they got that shit where they can be like very childlike at times and wise at the same time.
Right.
I don't know how they do it.
Childlike and wild at the same time.
Wise.
Wise. Oh, me or INFJs?
You two have the same. You have the same vibe. It's a vibe. It's not something specific you can really nail down. It's a sense that you're unruffled by existence. You might be saddened by it. You might be heartened by it. You might note where it can be improved, but you're fundamentally unruffled by it. Well, yeah, it's messy in my head. It's a mess in my head. But you're not ruffled by it, you see? It's not really a
Yeah.
mess. It's not really stressing you out or anything. If it is, you're not
That's
showing it.
well, that's because I have to live with it. Like it's something that I suppose has become commonplace. It's not necessarily less stressful, but it's something that I've learned to deal with
Hmm. Well, you know,
and not show, apparently. Obviously.
Mm.
right, right. I mean, you guys interest me a lot. Corey contacted me the other day and said, because I was talking about our plans going forward for shows, and me thinking, well, let's try to function as a promoter instead of just putting together a gig by talking to another promoter. Let's get some bands and let's all rent a hall and we'll promote a show. We'll push it further away instead of right away. I'll promote as best I can on YouTube. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens if we get a boost or whatever. And I was talking through all this stuff, and then Corey sent me a Facebook message saying that the mechanism is bad. That there's no purpose to promoting live shows on YouTube because that's not what YouTube's for, and that's not how people find live events, stuff like that. And I mean, I get his point, but my point has been this whole time like this is a processy thing. Like it's not about whether or not that one vector is going to fill the hall or not. It's to the extent that it doesn't effectively produce attendees this time, it at least sets the table for getting people used to the notion that they're going to hear about these things periodically on the channel. Maybe if they know something in Los Angeles, blah, 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 blah. It's not about knowing how it's going to work to know that it's going to work, right? That's a conflict
Yeah.
I have with INFJs. INFJs think they need to know how something works to know that it works. And I don't feel that way.
How do you feel?
I feel like I guess I know how it works sort of. It's like I trust in the basic principle of producing a lot of stuff and being spreading seeds everywhere, right? Like putting out as much different shit as possible. And even if that one idea doesn't work, you try it anyway because you seem convinced it's not going to work, but I seem convinced that trying things is better than not trying them. You know?
Right.
So I guess that's what I think about that. Is I don't want to hear that's not going to work. In general, I hate that fucking sentence. That's not going to work. I hate that. What do you mean it's not going to work? I haven't even tried it yet. How do you know? I hear it a lot. That's not going to work. Your face isn't going to work. Non-unifier, your face is going to work.
My face will most definitely work.
Okay, good, good. Any other thoughts on this? What are we talking about exactly right here?
We just didn't even establish a topic or anything.
Oh, yeah,
We're just rambling.
Chatting. We're just chatting.
But that's nothing new.
Well, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think we're necessarily rambling either, because rambling would seem to me to involve extended expressions of statements and ideas that don't need an extended expression. It could be said more succinctly. I think
True.
that non-rambling requires just staying on topic more. We don't have a topic, so maybe you're right. Maybe we are rambling. Okay, so I guess let's call it a night. I upload these videos. We've been at it for a while now, and probably go to bed, and then be back tomorrow. Make more videos. I'm trying a slow climb here. We got a very slow climb to 1,000. How many videos do you think it takes most channels to get to 1,000 subscribers?
Less than however many you put up there. Probably like 1,000 less.
Right.
Like 1,500.
I think
How many do you have? Like 3,000 now?
Nah,
Almost?
I think there's like 2,500 about. But
Okay.
But that means it takes me over 2 videos to get 1 subscriber. It's a pretty poor ratio. But it's okay because, you know, I have to remind myself of this. Like when sometimes I get impatient, I'm so eager to get to 1,000. I remind myself, Eric, you just fucking remember to wake up every day and pray to giving thanks to YouTube for its doing what it's already done.